Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the FUNimation dub of episode 80 of Dragonball Super. Picking up where we last left off, we begin this episode just before the second match of the Zeno Expo begins. The fighters for the second match will be Gohan of Universe 7 and Lavender of Universe 9. Gohan says to himself that it's probably best for him to ease himself into the battle so he can get his sense of battle back because it's been a while since he's had a serious fight. And he also thinks it's a good idea to observe Lavender's fighting style since he still can't get a good read on Lavender's energy signature. Goku, however, does not agree with this. Goku says it's better not to wait and see with regards to Lavender's fighting style, and he actually encourages Gohan to just go all out, don't hold anything back sort of thing. Gohan thanks his father for the advice, and he decides that he'll follow his father's advice. So the Grand Minister officially declares the start of the Zeno Expo's second match. So Gohan and Lavender proceed to fight. Early on in the fight, Lavender does manage to jump onto Gohan's arm when he extends it to punch Lavender, and Lavender breathes this purple gas onto Gohan's face. And Gohan is in serious pain. That's right, yes, Gohan is seen in severe pain after the purple gas is breathed onto his face. Lavender breathes more of this purple gas on his hands this time, so he's punching Gohan while this purple gas is covering Lavender's hands. The Universe 9 Supreme Kai explains that the middle brother of the Trio of Danger, Lavender, has a special attack that's called the Poison Blow. And Lavender adds to the explanation by mentioning that his poison is powerful enough that if a body is exposed to the poison long enough, the body will start to rot. So Shin thinks that it's a good idea to give Gohan a senzu bean because Shin remembers that the Universe 9 Supreme Kai gave Basil a power-up fruit in the first match between Basil and Boo. So Shin thinks that it should be allowed to, Shin says it should be allowed for Gohan to have a senzu bean, especially because the Grand Minister did comment that the Zeno Expo will have an anything goes approach, unlike the actual Tournament of Power. But Gohan actually refuses the senzu bean, insisting that he can win the fight just by his own power and no outside help. The Blue Wolf in particular seems to be impressed by this. He comments that he's curious to see how long Gohan will be able to resist the poison. Goku ends up taking the senzu bean bag from Shin, and he also assures Hercule that they have nothing to worry about. He says that Gohan not being able to sense the energy signature of Lavender or see Lavender now thanks to the poison will be good training for Gohan because he hasn't been in a serious fight in a long while. And Gohan does actually have a strategy since he can't use his sight for now. He decides to try and use his body to get a feel for Lavender's movements. Or that's right, yeah, sense Lavender's movements. And it works. Gohan is able to defend himself and attack Lavender despite the fact that he can't see the yellow wolf. The blue wolf pieces together that Gohan's other senses have now been heightened because of the poison affecting his vision right now, and he makes a point to explain this to Universe 9 Supreme Kai, who's in surprise about this. The Blue Wolf even goes as far as to compliment Gohan for doing this, saying that Gohan would make a worthy opponent. Gohan outright tells Lavender, Gohan boasts that he can read Lavender's movements before Lavender can make his movements. But Lavender comes up with a plan of his own. Lavender actually starts to fly, so Gohan can't hear Lavender's footsteps anymore because, well, he's not on the ground anymore. So Lavender starts to launch some energy blasts towards Gohan while Lavender, is still floating in the air. And Gohan is getting hit by these energy blasts, but Goku is still confident in Gohan's abilities. He says something along the lines of Gohan should be able to bounce back when he's backed into a corner. So Universe 9 Supreme Kai is glad that Lavender has the upper hand now, and he wants Lavender to finish the fight as soon as possible. But Gohan comes up with a new plan. He powers up to Super Saiyan, and the Omni Kings are quite amazed by the transformation. The Grand Minister is already aware of the Super Saiyan transformation, and he makes a point to tell the Omni Kings about the form's name. Universe 11's Supreme Kai also overhears the Grand Minister mentioning the Super Saiyan name, and his tone of voice suggests that he's not familiar with the form. Top manages to piece together that Gohan in particular is able to change his power level because of the transformation. Lavender thinks that Gohan now having a shiny aura and being a little stronger won't make a difference in Gohan being able to see his attacks coming, but he's proven wrong very quickly. Yes, Gohan actually is able to defend himself from Lavender's attacks, and he's able to attack Lavender. Lavender, though, questions how could Gohan possibly see him with the poison still in effect. But Gohan clarifies he's not seeing Lavender with his eyes anyway, but his energy is what's allowing him to find Lavender's location. Shin goes into greater detail about this. He says that Gohan is reflecting his energy off of Lavender in order to find Lavender's location or detect Lavender's location. And Goku is proud of his older son for figuring this out. Whis admits that this is a great strategy, but he thinks that this advantage also comes with a severe disadvantage. Goku seems to have an idea of what Whis is talking about, because he comments that Gohan needs to finish the fight sooner rather than later. So Gohan is about to deliver a finishing blow, but suddenly he seems to be in great pain again from the poison, and he falls to the arena and he's forced back into his normal form, and Whis' suspicions were accurate. Whis clarifies that transforming into a Super Saiyan actually accelerated the speed of the poison spreading through Gohan's body. It's actually pretty similar to what happened to Goku in the Android Saga. Transforming into a Super Saiyan actually sped up the heart virus that Goku was suffering from. But taking advantage of Gohan's predicament, Lavender proceeds to viciously attack Gohan while he's down. But Gohan actually fights through the pain and he powers back up to Super Saiyan, even though the risk of transforming into a Super Saiyan has been made apparent to him. Eventually, the fight leads to them both floating in the air, and they're in a beam struggle right now. Yes, an energy beam struggle. But during the energy beam struggle, Gohan's arms and torso are starting to turn purple. This is representing the poison spreading even further. The poison is spreading further, and it's affecting more of Gohan now. So Gohan loses the beam struggle, and he's starting to fall from the air. And Lavender decides to take a chance to get close to Gohan so he can use another poison blow attack on Gohan. But Gohan actually takes advantage of Lavender preparing his attack, and he manages to grab a hold of Lavender, commenting along the lines of how it doesn't matter if he can see Lavender or not as long as he's holding on to him. So Gohan and Lavender both crash into the arena, and this causes a giant crater to appear where they fell. Gohan is able to stand up briefly, and he says to himself that he's won before he collapses to the ground and powers back down powers down to his normal form afterwards. Despite this, though, the Grand Minister decides that the second match of the Zeno Expo is a tie. So after the match has formally ended, Goku proceeds to head to the arena to give Gohan a Senzu Bean. And yes, the Senzu Bean is able to heal Gohan of the poison. He's no longer blinded and he's no longer in pain. So Senzu Beans work against poison, we know. And Goku expresses how proud he is in his son for the fight he put up, but Gohan admits that he still needs to become stronger. So after the second match is finished, the Grand Minister decides to make an announcement for all of the divine beings and the mortals that are present for the Zeno Expo. The Grand Minister says that the Omni Kings are actually impressed that fighters from low mortal level universes put up such a fantastic fight, and he really appreciates these fantastic fights. And he goes into greater detail about these low mortal level universes. It turns out that the Omni Kings have ranked all 12 of the universes and naturally has evaluated them. The Omni Kings have evaluated all 12 universes, and they gave each universe a rank. That's what these mortal levels are. It's a ranking system. So according to this mortal level ranking system, Universe 9 actually has the lowest ranking mortal level. The mortal level is 1.86. Universe 7 is the second lowest. Universe 7 is the second lowest universe in the mortal level ranking. Universe 7's mortal level is 3.18. So this leads into the Grand Minister giving the formal announcement that the participating universes of the Tournament of Power will be erased from existence if they lose the Tournament of Power. He also adds that losing the Zeno Expo does not lead to a universe being erased. It's only in the Tournament of Power. And he also comments that Zeno had felt that there were too many universes for a while now. But that's not all. He adds that there are 4 universes that won't participate in the Tournament of Power. Universe 1, Universe 5, Universe 8, and Universe 12 are the 4 universes that will not have to participate in the Tournament of Power. And the Grand Minister explains that those 4 universes have the top 4 rankings. They're the 4 universes with the highest mortal levels in the mortal level ranking system. He says that these 4 universes have a mortal level of 7 or higher. That's what he says. And Whis actually voices his suspicion, or he has a hunch about something, and he questions his father if his hunch is accurate. Whis' hunch is that the low mortal level universes were already going to be erased anyway, and the reminder about the Tournament of Power actually gave the Omni Kings an idea to give the low mortal level universes a chance to survive. So, that's right. Yes, the low mortal level universes were going to be erased anyway. The Tournament of Power is simply a way to give one of these universes, the winning universe, a chance to survive, like the top 4 mortal level universes. And the Grand Minister confirms, yes, this is the case. And that means that Goku's reminder about the tournament to Zeno actually ended up being a good thing. So Hercule still hasn't fully processed the consequences of losing the Tournament of Power, but Shin finally spells it out for him, and he ends up fainting after hearing the news. Beerus starts to blame Shin for not getting involved in mortal affairs, even though, as Gowasu explained to Zamasu in the Zamasu saga, Supreme Kais are not allowed to interfere with mortal affairs. It's the Destroyers. The Destroyers are the gods that are supposed to interfere with mortal affairs. And Shin actually does counter that Beerus has a tendency to sleep a lot. So, Shin and Beerus pretty much are going back and forth over who's to blame for their universe's low mortal level. The Grand Minister also clarifies that the angel assistants are the only beings who won't be erased along with the universes. So the gods, like the Supreme Kais, the Destroyers, the Lower Kais, and the Guardians, they're going to be erased with their universes, but not the angel assistants. Whis figures that it probably has something to do with the angel assistants' position being different from the positions of the gods. So after all of those explanations have been clarified, the Grand Minister snaps his fingers to fix the arena back into perfect condition for the third and final match of the Zeno Expo. Gohan wishes Goku luck on this upcoming match, and Goku does appreciate his son's well wishes. And the narrator's comments actually reveal the Blue Wolf's name. His name is Bergamo. So naturally, we end the episode just before Goku and Bergamo start their particular match. So there you go. This was the, this episode was dedicated to the second match of the Zeno Expo, Gohan versus Lavender. And it was, this was a good chance to give Gohan some more attention. Because, Gohan did participate in defending Earth from Frieza when he came back to seek revenge in the Golden Frieza saga. And he did get to interact with Future Trunks a little bit when Future Trunks was back in the main timeline during the Zamasu saga. And Gohan did get the two-parter from the Breather episodes, the Great Saiyaman movie two-parter. Gohan got the chance to have the spotlight in the Great Saiyaman movie two-parter from the Breather episodes before this saga, but this was nice to have Gohan in a serious one-on-one battle as part of the main storyline. And I liked it. I liked how Gohan was able to show his fighting prowess, or his fighting abilities. Yes. And Gohan. He's a little rusty, but he still managed to be very resourceful, I felt. Yes, I felt Gohan was very resourceful, even if it's been a while since he's been in a serious fight. Although I will admit, it did surprise me that Gohan actually it surprised me how Gohan demonstrated an example of honor before reason when he refused to eat a sensu bean, even though it was allowed, he was allowed to eat a sensu bean, but he refused it. That sounds more like something you'd expect from the pure-blooded Saiyans like Goku or Vegeta. But at the same time, I guess thinking back on the franchise, this wouldn't be the first time where Saiyan pride got the better of Gohan, so I guess this is just another example of it. But and like I commented in the recap, the poison affecting Gohan and Super Saiyan accelerating it did remind me of when Goku was affected by the heart virus back during the Android saga. But Gohan was able to put up a good fight against Lavender, and he was very resourceful, even if he was poisoned, and even if he was not in his peak condition, I should say. So otherwise, though, the other divine beings and Top for that matter, other beings from other universes besides Universe 6 are now aware of the Super Saiyan transformation. And even the Omnikings are now aware of the Super Saiyan transformation as well. So that's a little detail there, too. Actually, while I'm thinking about the sensu beans, I noticed in this episode, the Funimation dub actually just calls the sensu beans sensus, which actually was the case in the sub version. Yes, the sub version just calls sensu beans sensu, and this Funimation dub episode did so as well. So just a little by-the-way detail for anyone who was curious or might have noticed that. But otherwise, I did like how this episode did show Goku being proud of Gohan for putting up such a good fight. Because, I've mentioned it before, I've never been a big fan of the whole joke that a lot of fans like to say, that whole joke about Goku being a bad dad who doesn't care about his sons. That always gets on my nerves, because I think some people do blow it out of proportions. Because, Goku's not perfect, but I think it's still reasonable to say he cares about his family and friends. So seeing Goku show pride and care for his son was heartwarming, because I never was the biggest fan of that joke. But besides that, that's right, another big detail. the mortal level ranking system was mentioned in this this episode. So the mortal level ranking system, as far as I could tell, I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't able to find an exact definition of how the mortal level ranking system works or what exactly qualifies as high or low mortal level. Yeah, I haven't been able to find an explicit explanation for what that is, but in any case, the mortal ranking level does clarify that not all of the universes are going to participate in the Tournament of Power. As it was mentioned, Universe 1, 5, 8, and 12, those universes are the ones that are spared from the Tournament of Power. And yes, they form two pairs of twin universes. You may recall the two universe numbers that add up to 13, those are the twin universes. So Universe 7 and Universe 6 are twin universes. Universe 1 and Universe 12 are twin universes. Universe 5 and Universe 8 are twin universes, etc., etc. So, yes, two pairs of twin universes are spared from the Tournament of Power. So, yeah, whatever they're doing to get a high mortal level, they're doing a good job about it. And the mortal level ranking system and Whis' suspicions about it actually also clarify something else. Yes, that Zeno was already planning to erase the low mortal level universes. Yes, Zeno was already planning to erase the low mortal level universes anyway. Goku's reminder about the Tournament of Power actually just gave him the idea to give these low mortal level universes a chance to survive. So yes, this is what I was talking about in the recap and thoughts video for a few episodes ago. Goku reminding Zeno of the Tournament of Power was actually not a bad thing. It actually ended up saving a lot of lives, or giving a lot of lives a chance to save themselves, I should say. So yes, this is what I was talking about. Goku didn't actually doom the multiverse. His reminder actually gave many universes a chance to survive. And yeah, it's part of that is also why it surprises me I've noticed that even after this revelation, there were some fans, some big name fans even, that keep trying to perpetuate the idea that Goku doomed the multiverse. And I'm like, how is that still, why do a lot of people still think that when the Grand Minister had clarified that, yeah, the Zeno was already planning to erase those universes anyway. Goku's reminder actually gave them a chance to save themselves, not doomed them. So that's why I don't understand why there are some fans out there that still try to blame Goku when really the other universes ought to be thanking Goku for giving them a chance to survive. And yeah, I've seen some fans try to justify it as, oh, Goku wasn't trying to save anyone, and my response is, by that same logic, Goku wasn't trying to doom anyone either with his suggestion. And some would say it was still reckless of him to go to see Zeno like that, and I don't think anyone would dispute that it was reckless, but doesn't change the fact that Goku's reminder still ended up being a good thing. And to be fair, I mean, this wouldn't be the first time where Goku did act recklessly, but it still ended up doing something good in the end. So, yeah, it just feels like some people still want to, I guess I feel like some fans just want to find a reason to blame Goku. And funny enough, it actually is very similar to how some characters in the show itself act about this situation as well. I'll go more into detail about it as it's made clear in later episodes, but yeah, like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the Goku's a bad dad joke. I'm not really a fan of how some fans keep trying to insist Goku doomed the multiverse, even though his reminder actually saved a lot of lives, or gave a lot of lives a chance to be saved. Otherwise, though, we did get to see a little bit more of the oldest brother of the trio of danger. Yes, Lavender, the middle brother, was the main focus, but the oldest brother still got to show some signs of his personality, Bergamo, the Blue Wolf. And yeah, he actually respects Gohan as a worthy opponent, which was pretty interesting. He actually was he complimented Gohan's resourcefulness quite a bit. And it's the next episode when we actually get to see Bergamo in action while he fights against Goku. So otherwise, yeah, Yeah, this episode, I think, did well at giving Gohan a lot of attention. And yeah, Lavender was a pretty cool opponent, too. Poison attacks seem to be a rarity in the Dragon Ball franchise, so it was pretty cool to see an enemy that uses poison in their arsenal of attacks in the Dragon Ball franchise. But otherwise, yes, that's about it for this particular video. So as of this video, we've now discussed the Funimation dub of episode 80 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel. Take care, and until next time.